From a lizard that can squirt blood from their eyes, to a lizard named the Jesus Christ lizard because it can literally run on water, to the reptilian equivalent of a flying squirrel. Squamates are some of the most interesting creatures our planet has to offer. Over the last 3 weeks, we have explored the 3 clades within the Archaeosauria, leaving the other large clade within the crowned reptile group, the Lepidosauria, or lepidosaurs. Lepidosauria can be defined as the last common ancestor of the Squamata clade, which includes all the lizards and snakes, which are lizards, and the Rhynchocephalia, which includes all the tuataras. During the Mesozoic era, the Rhynchocephalians were a diverse and widespread group of lepidosaurs. However, around 60 million years ago, they became extinct in all regions besides New Zealand. The only extant Rhynchocephalian, the tuatara, is confined to several islands in New Zealand. Although the tuatara looks quite like a lizard, these reptiles are very different. The tuatara has a third eye. The eye constitutes of a retina, lens, and nerve endings, but it is not used for vision. The turatua's unique eye is light sensitive and may assist it in determining the time of day or season. So the other clade within the Lepidosauria is the Squamata. Squamates constitute 11,000 species of snakes and lizards. This is the largest reptilian order. Squamates have movable quadrate bones that allow the upper jaw to move in relation with the neurocranium. This is especially evident in snakes, which can adjust their jaw to fit things that are much, much larger than their body. The earliest known squamate fossil, representing the ancestor of all lizards, snakes, and amphibians, is Megalochlorae walkleri, a 240 million year old fossil from the Middle Triassic period. The first lineage to break off is the Diabomydidae. These lizards lack limbs and proper eyesight because they spend most of their time in the ground burrowing, so they didn't really need it anyway. So the blind skinks are not actually blind, it's just they have scales covering their eyes to protect it from dirt, but they're still able to detect light. Female blind skinks are entirely limbless, but the males retain small flap-like hind limbs, which they use to grip their partner during mating. This is actually quite common in a lot of lizards that have lost their legs. They have these little grippers. The Diabomydidae constitutes 2 genera. Dibomus, which includes 23 species found in Southeast Asia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Western New Guinea, and the Anlitropsis, genus native to Mexico. The next group to break off is the Geckota, which is the group of geckos. Geckos live in every continent besides Antarctica. With an exception of a few species, all geckos lack eyelids. The outer surface of the eyeball is covered by a transparent membrane called the brielle. That's why they lick it, to keep it moist. Geckos adhere to surfaces due to millions of hair-like structures on their toes called setae. These interact with surfaces via weak van der Waals forces, enabling them to climb nearly anywhere. It should be emphasized that these pads are not suction cups. Rather, they work based on the principles of dry adhesion. The first family within the Geckota is the Diplodactylidae. This group includes over 150 species of geckos that inhabit Australia, New Zealand, and New Caledonia. The Carplodactylidae are endemic to Australia. Instead of adhesive toe pads, they use sharply curved claws to cling to bark or substrate. Try saying that 3 times fast. The next lineage is the Pygopodiidae, which includes the snake lizards, which live in New Zealand and Australia. These species resemble snakes due to convergent evolution, but retain external ear holes and flat, unforked tongues. The Eubleparidae constitutes a family of geckos found in Australia, Africa, North America, and Central America. And like the previous family, these lizards lack adhesive toe pads, but they are the only family to have movable eyelids. The Sphaeroctylidae includes the 200 gecko species that live in North, Central, and South America, the Caribbean, South Europe, North Africa, the Middle East, and a little bit of Central Asia. These geckos are characterized by their round little toe pads. The Phylodactylidae is the 163 species of geckos which are distributed across the Americas, North Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. One of the unique features of the Phylodactylidae geckos is their leaf-shaped toes. The Geckoniidae family, which is the largest clade within the Geckota, includes over 950 species of geckos. The Geckoniidae includes some of the most well-distributed and famous geckos, such as the house, the tokay, and the day geckos. The Scincomorpha is the next clade to break off, and it includes 4 families. Skinkidae includes 1,500 species of skinks. Skinks typically have legs that are smaller than those of typical lizards, and inhabit various environments except for Arctic and subarctic regions. While most reptiles lay eggs, lots of skink species, such as the blue-tongued skink, are ovoviviparous, meaning they give birth to live young that hatch from eggs inside their bodies. When threatened, northern blue-tongued skinks puff up their body, stick out their bright blue tongues, and hiss to scare off predators, using their vibrant tongue as a visual warning. This is me after I like to drink my 7-Eleven slushies. The Xanthuciidae includes 34 species of night lizards, which, besides a few select species, give live birth. The genera are divided by geographic region. Xanthucia in southwestern North America and Baja California, Rhynchocephalia in Cuba, and Lymphodomipha, the most populous night lizard genus in Central America. The Gerhosauridae includes the plated lizards, which are native to Africa and Madagascar. These lizards are known for their distinctive armored appearance, with scales fused to their skull and body. They also have the ability to inflate their bodies, to jam themselves in rock crevices for defense. The girdled lizards of the Croiidae occur in eastern and southern Africa. These species, like the armadillo girdled lizard, have thick bony scales called osteoderms under their skin, providing a natural armor, and some curl into a ball with their tail and their mouth for added protection. The remaining squamates break off into 2 proposed lineages, the Laterata and the Toxioforma. The Gympatholidae includes the 250 species of speckled lizards, which live throughout Central and South America. And some of these species are parthenogenetic, which means that they can produce babies without fertilization. The Triidae includes the 150 species of whiptails and tegus. These species inhabit the warmer parts of the Americas. Like snakes, Cites have a forked tongue, which allow them to basically taste the air. A significant number of whiptails reproduce through parthenogenesis, meaning unfertilized eggs hatch into clones of the mother. A third of whiptails have done away with males completely. This clade includes one of my favorite lizards of all time, the Argentine black and white tegu, which is known for their incredible intelligence, being able to learn commands and recognize their owner's voice and face. The Lacertiidae, sometimes known as true lizards, are a group of 360 lizard species which inhabit Afro-Eurasia. Most Lacertiidae have long tails, which can be used for balance, defense, and even as a storage organ for fat. Some Lacertiidae species, specifically those in the Caucasus region, reproduce through parthenogenesis, and some also give live birth. The remaining members of the clade belong to the Amphispinia, which is the clade that encompasses all amphispinians. Amphispinians exhibit a high degree of specialization for fossorial living. With the exception of the 3 species of Mexican amphispinians, which possess small and well-developed forearms, almost all amphispinians are devoid of any limbs. And with that, I've covered about 40% of the Squamata clade. In my next video, I will be exploring the Toxiophora, which is the clade that first developed venom.